You know, I love that thing when it just rolls away like that. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to False Count Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here, back at a new location that I've been trying out for a little while now, the Attleboro Public Library in Attleboro, Massachusetts. Hope everyone's hanging in there, having a good February. Uh, we're making a turn out of cold weather, and we're making a turn back to some baseball soon. So that's a good sign of things to come. Um, so, not to go off topic here completely, because I know that this is a wrestling show, which it is, and mostly it's about WWE. Um, I mostly just have the Elimination Chamber for you guys. I'm going to break down the card, and I'm going to give you my predictions as well. Some of the results of Raw and SmackDown that I thought was relevant to it. But yeah, the Elimination Chamber is the final premium live event before we hit WrestleMania. Um, and before I do that, uh, I don't know if I'm going to say this for the end. Actually, you know what? Yeah, um, I'll make sure to say that for the end. What I was going to mention, I'm going to save when I close. So with that being said, this broadcast to False Count Anywhere is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions and Rhode Island Broadcasting for the private use of our audience. And any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared and is greatly appreciated. So let's break down a couple things here for you as we are climbing into the road to WrestleMania here. So, before I go into the Elimination Chamber, that's going to be in the second half when we come back from our break here. I want to backtrack a little bit about SmackDown and Raw, and I'm going to start with SmackDown with the obvious, and that was the promo The Rock gave at the end of the show. Tell me if this wasn't Hollywood 2003 vibes. Now, for those who has memories or have memories that aren't really that good right now, or should I say, can't really go back 22 years ago. I want to go back in the time machine for a second. But also before I do that, because I forgot to mention, this show is live every Wednesday night at 5 right here on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. At Rhode Island Broadcast for buying me a coffee too is how you can help support the show. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well as our YouTube channels. And then we're also available on Amazon, Google, Spotify, TuneIn, and Podbean Podcasts. That's how you can follow the show and stay in touch with all of us. If you can go back to SummerSlam 2002, The Rock lost the WWE Undisputed Championship. Okay. And this was in Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York. The crowd was kind of like a 50-50 in a way. Some cheered him, some booed him. But then news got out that he was going to film another movie, which is why he was going to he was dropping the title, because he was leaving again. And at that time, internet was starting to break out a little bit here, and everyone caught the sense of that, and they weren't too happy. So for Rock, he felt like that the people were starting to turn on him. So when he came back from Hollywood in 2003, he was doing like vignettes here and there and some live stuff from the satellite, and then when he came out a couple times before No Way Out of 2003, He still had his old theme, and then they gave the Hollywood theme for him because he was a heel. Um, I was just kind of looking at that, and I was able to compare that to the promo on Friday Night SmackDown, and it was almost identical to 2003. Practically the same in my eyes. And here's the funny part you're going to need to understand about all this. I really am still trying to believe that Rock is on the side of Roman and he's in the bloodline. I'm trying my hardest to believe that because there's a little part of me that thinks that Rock is going to turn face at WrestleMania and screw Roman Reigns. And here's how I know that. If you look at the ending to the show, when everybody raises their hands up like this was the symbol that Rock gave. That's not the one. That's an L. And it's not like this for the number 7 either. The L is the Rock's symbol for loser. The Rock's the best ever. He's definitely one of the best. There's no question. Best ever. He's definitely in contention for that claim, but he's one of the best for damn sure. But I wouldn't really call him the best ever because there's a few others that I think, in my eyes, could stake that claim. But the greatest of all time, in my eyes, is for all of you that have watching this for a while now. You all know who, in my eyes, the greatest of all time is, and he truly is the greatest of all time. There's a few that have done things that he won't do, but you know. Anyway, so looking. The yawn couldn't get away from me for 1 week, you know? Crap. So we go down towards the line here, and we're looking at the situation with Rock, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, how is the L symbol any sibling, any relevancy to this? And it didn't make any sense to me. I was trying to wrap my head around it and trying to figure it out, and I just couldn't understand what was going on with it. And I'm like, well, I think maybe there's another sign of things that maybe Rock will do down the road. But yeah, honestly, I just thought that was a very interesting symbol to look at. And Bush, on 1G, I want to say this is off of Twitch. I want to say it is. Thank you for saying the comment here. Thank you for following the show. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing with Rock is I can't really see right now any reason why he's not going to turn on Reigns. I mean, I hope he turns on Reigns, but I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, I think it's going to happen. Even though there's some signs that I think it will happen, the word think doesn't mean he will. Let me say that again so I can be very clear. The word think doesn't mean will. Just remember that. So you sum up all that with Rock, and you're like, okay, so he's doing there, he's going there, he's doing this. Okay. So that's 2. Also, the guy behind the scenes, Ron Rigo, sometimes he's teased me by doing something called a yawn meter. So you can see how many times I yawn during a show. I want to make sure you all understand this. I don't yawn out of disrespect to any of you. The yawn is either from tiredness, the way I'm sitting, or in plain English, the people I'm talking about is making me tired as hell. But we'll save that conversation for another time. Uh, oh, Yawning Man sightings. Okay, well, that's going to be number 3. Honestly, anything to get views, right? Stupid. Anyway, uh, uh, so that was SmackDown, and honestly, that was it. Like, there wasn't really like anything else special regarding the show. I know that they pre-taped that same night the SmackDown for this Friday because everybody is right now in Australia getting ready for Elimination Chamber. Um, Braun Breaker, the son of, I believe, of Scott Steiner, signed with SmackDown. So that was pretty cool to see. Um, and then we go to Raw. And I actually could not believe that the Bloodline, for some reason, snuck in the Raw. The opening match was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. At the end of it, Solo and Jimmy attack Cody, and Drew capitalizes with a Claymore, and he is a complete hypocrite because I believe it was 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, Clash of the Castle in the UK. Drew got screwed by the Bloodline, and now Cody screws him with Drew, and here he is whining about it, basically just complaining, and they're like, well, he's using them for help and leverage, and it's just like, can you guys just grow up? You know what I mean? It's like, you guys just knock it off and just stop. Like, just get rid of the Bloodline. They're useless. Like, just get rid of them and get them out of here. Like honestly, the whole thing with the Bloodline is just stupid as hell. It really is. And honestly, the hardest thing I saw with Raw was the main event. Main event Jey Uso and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Who got screwed again? Jey. This time it was Jimmy. This freaking knucklehead scumbag goes to the timekeeper's area, rings the bell. I can hear Michael Cole and McAfee just losing their minds on commentary, rightfully so. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell are they doing? I'm like, what are you doing? I don't understand it. That whole thing was just a mess. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, what the hell is going on with you? Like, I couldn't figure it out. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how that happens. I really don't know. I really just don't know. Jimmy attacks Jey. As far as I'm concerned, they're saying that for WrestleMania. Jey does belong in the main event. If the Bloodline didn't interfere Monday night, Jey would have been champion. Twice. So that whole mess and massacre is just a damn travesty. It really is just a shame. With that being said, we're going to take our break here. When we come back, Elimination Chamber. I got the card for you. Going to break it all down, give you my predictions, as well as detailing for you word for word behind the matches. After a word from our Rhode Island broadcasting station. You're watching Falls Count Anywhere. You're on Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here from the Attleboro Public Library in Attleboro, Massachusetts. And we will be right back. All right, welcome back to Falls Count Anywhere. You're on Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here. Well, we're on to the main part of our program, Elimination Chamber. Before I get into the card, can I just explain one thing that really confuses me? The start time. I'm trying to not laugh right now if I'm crying. 5 a.m. East, 2 a.m. Pacific. $5 in the frickin' morning on a Saturday. This Saturday. I don't understand. I'm honestly just dumbfounded. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Australia's on the other side of the planet. Yeah, I get it. But they're starting at 6 a.m. That whole thing's a mess. Like, that's a massacre. I'm like, just talking about that's making me tired. What the hell? Ugh. So here's the problem. I believe you've got two choices. You either sleep in, watch it back on Peacock, and risk seeing the predictions already revealed, or you wake up at 4:30, get yourself awake, or you wake up at 5 a.m. and watch the damn thing. Pick and poison. What would you rather do? Wake up at 5 a.m. or sleep late and pray for a miracle? I mean, it's up to you. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. Like, I'm just confused. But however, I will say that the card is looking very interesting, and now let's go through that card right now. So, the card sounds a little bit like this. Is that for Elimination Chamber? This to me is a card that I'm going to look at this and be like, okay, Maybe there's something good with it. Let's find out. So for the card, yep. Hi, folks. I'm back. Yeah, I didn't even touch anything. For some reason just lost it there. Don't worry about me. I am good. Uh, okay, let's just get back to it. So for the card of Elimination Chamber, here's what it is in order. Okay. So just going from bottom to top, we have for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. The Judgment Days, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates. I'm not really going to read too much into this one. I'm going to pick Judgment Day on this because I believe that they're going to hold on to it till WrestleMania, and then maybe the crashing and burning of Judgment Day could happen. Not too sure, but I'm going to pick Balor and Priest on this, and that's that one. Moving on. This is not a prediction. This is more of a funny thing. The World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, and the 2023 and 24 Royal Rumble winner, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, will appear on the Grayson Waller Effect at the Chamber on Saturday. Rollins and Rhodes forged a partnership after the WrestleMania 40 kickoff event that saw The Rock slap the American Nightmare, setting off a chaotic few moments at the end. And then on the following episode of Raw, the Visionary offered his services to Rhodes, which seemed to have been accepted. The moment will also be a homecoming for Grayson Waller as he hosts his signature show in his home continent of Australia. That's going to be good. That's going to be very entertaining. Waller's probably going to get his ass kicked anyway because he doesn't know when to shut his mouth as a heel. So, I find that kind of funny. Should definitely be good. It will definitely be good. And now moving on, back down the line. The men's Elimination Chamber match to determine who will be the number one contender and face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So if you don't know who is in this, I'll explain. But first, here's how the match works. If you've never seen it, the Elimination Chamber match begins with two superstars in the ring, four others enclosed in their respective pods. At equally timed intervals, a pod door will open, allowing another competitor to enter the ring and join the match. The process will continue until all the pods are empty. When a superstar is pinned or submitted, they are eliminated and must exit the chamber. The last superstar remaining is the number one contender and will go to WrestleMania. The ones in this match: the prize fighter KO Kevin Owens, the almighty former WWE champion Bobby Lashley, 14-time world champion Viper Apex Predator Legend Killer Randy Orton, former WWE champion and Royal Rumble winner the Sky Psychopath and Warrior Drew McIntyre, the current United States champion Logan Paul, and the megastar with everybody saying, yeah, L.A. Knight. If I had to put my money on who I would want to win, I'm going to say Randy. But if I think who really deserves an opportunity more, I think it's LA Knight. But who I think is actually going to win against my prediction, probably Drew McIntyre. But can you imagine if LA Knight wins? Can you imagine if LA Knight gets a title shot at WrestleMania? That's how you give him a story. But on the same token, I've already expressed this. If he doesn't win this, maybe he'll face Logan Paul at WrestleMania for the United States title. That'd be something special right there. Maybe he wins there and gets Paul out of here. Be nice. So that's my prediction on that one. Now, the women's Elimination Chamber match to determine the number one contender for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship and take on either Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax at WrestleMania. Here's the six. Former Women's Champion, Liv Morgan. Former Women's Champion, Naomi. Raquel Rodriguez. Former Women's Champion, the Man, Becky Lynch. Former Women's Champion, the EST, Bianca Belair. And NXT call-up, Tiffany Stratton. My money, I want it to be either Becky or Bianca. That would be a great match for me. But I also think that maybe Liv Morgan will get another opportunity to be champion again. Because Rhea was the one that turned heel and stabbed her in the back. So when I'm looking at this match, I'm thinking to myself, possibility. I mean, there's always a chance, right? So I was just looking at that, and I'm like, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I think it could happen. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, I would love to see that match. I think that'd be a really damn cool match. But yeah, I think Becky and Bianca are the favorites in this one. I can't see any reason why they wouldn't be. But that's my prediction there. And now for the last one for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. No question in my mind, Rhea's going to be in her home country, in Australia. She's going to have that crowd against her. No, with her. And that crowd will have her back. She will win that match, and she will go on. She'll retain. There's no question that she's going to retain. What I will say, though, Judgment Day is going to have a very interesting WrestleMania. My big concern with them, quite simply, is can they hang on until after WrestleMania? Because they got to go through there for 2 nights, show up, talk about how badass they are, how great they are, and go from there. So those are my predictions for Elimination Chamber. Next Wednesday's show, the last Wednesday of the month, I'll be breaking down the results. That's going to be the main highlight. It's going to be the results of Elimination Chamber as well as the results of Raw from next Monday night. And I'll give it to you right there. But however, before I go, I need to give you guys a update, non-wrestling related, about my show, I'm Done with Sports. For those that have been listening to me also on 990wbob.com, I got hit with breaking news literally yesterday morning that I will be talking about on next week's show. So as you know, for my show, I pre-record on Monday and it hits live Wednesday night at 6, and then it will get podcasted up on Thursday mornings. I'm still doing the usual Providence Bruins updates, Boston Bruins, Celtics. But I'm going to add Patriots in there somehow. Because word got out yesterday that Matthew Slater has officially hung it up and has called it a career after 18. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Matthew Slater has called it and has officially retired from the NFL. And I have to, and the reason why I'm talking about this now, that is because I can't say I was surprised about it. Thank you. I can't say I was too shocked about it, but I was hoping maybe he would hang on for one more year and play with Mayo. But after a 16-year season, 16 years, Slater has decided to retire from the NFL and from the Pats. And, I'm going to be, and I want to make sure I tell you that for next week's broadcast of I'm Done with Sports, I'm going to be breaking down Slater's career and all of his accomplishments and just how great he was to me watching him as a fan. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. It'll be bittersweet when I go to record that segment, but I'm very excited to break that down. So that will be for next week for I'm Done with Sports on 990 WBOB. So just stay tuned for that, as I'll be breaking down all of that as well as the results of Elimination Chamber as well on that program. So on behalf of all of us at Rhode Island Broadcasting and the man behind the scenes, Ron Rigo, this is Erik Dunn saying so long and thank you from the Attleboro Public Library in Attleboro, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of Falls Count Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Guys, stay tuned because I'm Done with Sports from this week will officially be up tomorrow morning on 990 WWBOB.com. Same thing with next week as we get ready to count down the road to WrestleMania as we get closer. Next week, guys, for FCA, breaking it all down for you for Raw Monday night and the Chamber Saturday. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys, and as far as I'm concerned, you guys better get your money's worth. If you're going to wake up at 5 a.m. for this stuff, you never know. Until next week, this is Erik Dunn. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening.